Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's devotional. God's divine purpose is not limited to certain individuals or specific circumstances. Throughout history, we see examples of how God used various means to accomplish his plans and fulfill his purposes. From using ordinary people to extraordinary events, God's power and sovereignty are evident. God's use of unlikely instruments. One of the remarkable aspects of God's work is his ability to use anyone or anything to achieve his divine purposes. We see this demonstrated in the story of Balaam and the talking donkey. In Numbers 22, God used a donkey to speak to Balaam, a prophet who was not initially aligned with God's will. This unusual encounter grabbed Balaam's attention and ultimately led him to obey God. Similarly, in the book of Ezra, we read about how God used Cyrus, a pagan king, to help rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. Despite not being an Israelite or having a personal relationship with God, Cyrus played a significant role in the restoration of the city. This serves as a reminder that God can work through unexpected sources to accomplish his plans. Your significance in God's eyes. It is essential to understand that no one is too insignificant in the eyes of God. God sees the potential and purpose in each individual, regardless of their background or circumstances. You may feel insignificant or unqualified, but God can use you in remarkable ways if you make yourself available to him. Throughout the Bible, we see numerous examples of God using ordinary people to accomplish extraordinary things. From Moses, who doubted his speaking abilities, to David, a shepherd boy chosen to be king, God consistently chooses individuals who may seem insignificant in the eyes of the world. God's criteria for using someone is not based on worldly standards of success or popularity. Instead, he looks at the heart and willingness of an individual to surrender to his will. When you make yourself available to be used by God, you become a vessel through which his divine purposes can be fulfilled. Being available for God's use. To be used by God, it is crucial to cultivate a heart that is open and willing to follow his leading. Here are some practical steps you can take to make yourself available for God's use. Seek God's will. Spend time in prayer and seek God's guidance for your life. Ask him to reveal his purposes and plans for you. Develop a heart of obedience. Be willing to obey God's instructions, even if they seem unconventional or challenging. Use your gifts and talents. Identify and utilize the gifts and talents that God has given you. Offer them to him for his purposes. Be available. Be open to opportunities that come your way. Trust that God will use even the smallest acts of obedience for his glory. Stay connected to God. Maintain a close relationship with God through regular prayer, Bible study, and fellowship with other believers. This will help you discern his voice and direction. Remember, God's ways are higher than our ways, and his thoughts are higher than our thoughts. Isaiah 55 verse 9. He is not limited by our limitations or constrained by our expectations. When we make ourselves available to be used by God, we position ourselves to witness his power and faithfulness in our lives and the lives of others. So, no matter how insignificant or unqualified you may feel, know that God can use you for his divine purposes. Trust in his plan, make yourself available, and watch how he works through you to accomplish great things. Thank you for watching this video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe and share with your friends. See you in the next video.